Well, hello. My name is Daisy Ramirez. I'm one of the chance counselor here at NIU, and I was told that you have some questions regarding um, your admissions at NIU or in higher education period. So, how can I help you?
I was wondering. I sort of struggled in high school, and I was just wondering how can you help me to ensure that I don't go through that same path I did in high school.
So, the first thing, have you applied to Northern already, and have you been admitted?
I haven't applied. I'm a little nervous about applying.
Why are you nervous?
I feel like I might not be able to make the cut. I don't know anything about your requirements or things like that.
Okay, so first and foremost, are you familiar with the requirements that the university requires for traditional students to have in order for them to be admitted traditionally?
No, I don't.
Okay, so first and foremost, you have to be aware that NIU looks for certain criteria for students to have. They usually look for you to have at least a 19 on the ACT with at least a 2.75 GPA out of a 4.0 scale. They also sometimes look at class rank, but unfortunately, in certain situations, that may not necessarily work for all students because it's a cut or dry. You either have the ACT and the GPA. You have to have both. Of course, sometimes including your class rank as well. You have to have those things, or it may not necessarily, traditional admissions may not necessarily be an option for you. But that is when the chance program comes in. The chance program offers admissions to students that may not necessarily meet the traditional admission criteria that NIU is looking for. Um, if you don't mind, what is your ACT and what's your GPA?
My ACT was a 23. My GPA, I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay, so why do you think? So is it like anywhere close to the 2.75 that we're looking for, or not necessarily?
Uh, it's around there.
Okay, so okay, I know that things like that can be a little bit discouraged, but we understand that obviously there is situations where students maybe didn't really think of college as an option, and now they do see it as an option, and they may be a little too late to pick up those grades. However, there is still obviously an opportunity to possibly be reviewed through our program. Our program, was designed to kind of serve and assist students that are first generation students that may not necessarily meet the traditional criteria, whether it's the GPA or ACT or whether it's both, one or the other. NIU looks for you to have both things. We look for those, we do look at those things, but we don't look at them so heavily in order for us to determine your admissions. Were you involved in any extracurricular activities in high school or things like that?
Like I said, my first 3 years, I honestly I just blew it off. I was just goofing around and just with my friends. In my senior year, I decided, I don't know, something hit me. I guess I saw my friends getting accepted in the universities, and I guess it just I was tired of being the class clown, so I decided to take AP classes. I took 4 AP classes, and
So you step up your game obviously
yeah,
from what you were.
I feel like I
Okay.
had to go out with like a bang, so to speak.
Okay. Well, I think that honesty is appreciated when it comes to our situations because, obviously we understand that there's a struggle, right? One of the things that you want to make sure that you start off is by not getting discouraged because although traditional admissions require certain things for you to have, you also have to be realistic that every student has a story, right? Every year we admit about 500 students that come in through our department that have similar situations than you. Maybe not necessarily that they didn't care that they were the class clown, but they have different situations. In your case, I appreciate the honesty. However, you need to be able to exemplify that in a letter so that we are aware of your situation and exactly what's going on with you so that we can identify what type of resources you're going to need once you are here. Our goal is obviously to help you graduate, and that's really our mission as a department. We graduate one student at a time. But in order for us to achieve that, we have to try to understand what are your needs coming in.